Hey, how's it going? So, I just want to clarify something here. I'm not against Dak Prescott. And I think he's a good quarterback, and I think he's been doing very good this year. And I think, out of the little we've seen, but I think there could be a chance that this is his breakout year, you know? So, you know, uh, I know Dak is a good quarterback. I want to make this about what I like about Dak Prescott. He's got good instincts, you know? I mean, like he checks down when he has to. He surveys the field and checks down. You know, uh, I mean, he uses his line. It's not always that you have a good line that people use it. You know what I'm saying? Uh, he uses that line. And, people say he holds on to the ball too long. I kind of feel like that's one of his good qualities. He needs to. I don't know. That's just, to me, that's one of the dumbest criticisms of Dak Prescott. It's a good thing to hold on to that ball instead of letting it go and getting interceptions. That's why Dak Prescott in his first year, in his first couple years, didn't have a lot of interceptions. And that's why he still doesn't throw a lot of interceptions. I think he's thrown a little bit more last year, but that's probably because he was responding to the criticism that he holds on to the ball too long. That's not a bad thing. I would rather take a sack than an interception, I'll tell you that much. So I think that's a good thing. And if Dak Prescott watches this, I hope he hears me. Hang on to that ball until you find somebody open. Unless you're going to roll out of the pocket and throw it away, you know. But if you're under pressure and you can't roll out, hold on to that ball and try to find somebody open. Even if you take a sack, take a freaking sack. Who cares what people think? That's the right thing to do. Like, I play Madden, right? And I used to play a lot of Ultimate Team 3-on-3, and I would run the ball a lot, you know? And people be like, I think that's just a cop out, or people would think that that was not a good trait. A lot of people, man. I got heckled by tons of people, but I didn't listen to them because I know that's a good thing. And I believe, well, I don't know. I think that's a good thing. And I believe that's a good thing. To me, that's a good thing. So I stuck to it, and that's what Dak Prescott should do when it comes to that, you know, because that's what's going to mess him up is if he starts listening to that, you know. Uh, Guys that let go of the ball quick and do it successfully know that their guy is open, you know. Usually they're doing it on routes where that quick you can see if you can make that throw or not. I don't think Dak Prescott is facing a lot of that coverage. He's probably facing a lot of man press coverage. I don't know. Just, it's just, you have to wait until somebody's open, and anyways, though, I just know that letting go of the ball quick is a good thing, but it also results in more interceptions. And the types of interceptions that you get from letting the ball go quick are like pick sixes. They're a big deal, I would like to see him take less sacks too. And I think he should roll out of the pocket or just, I hate to say do this, but do what Eli Manning does. Just throw it in the dirt right at their feet. So then they can't call intentional grounding, that's what Eli Manning does. Or throw it a little bit out of bounds or something like that, But, You never know when you're going to be able to dodge that person or they're not going to get to you, and you're going to be able to hang in that pocket a little bit longer and make a great play, you know. It's just, this is an illusion that people just, they snap that ball and they throw it super quick. That's an illusion. Those plays are designed plays. They're designed to be that way. You know what I'm saying? Like they run a tight end drag or something like that. Something where they know the tight end is going to be open for a little while right at first. You know what I'm saying? If you're not in a fast, quick pass type of offense and you're trying to throw the ball quick, you are going to get picked off bad. I mean, it's not going to be pretty. You know what I'm saying? And I think another thing I think about Dak is, for one, he doesn't get injured. That's a very good thing. That's helping him in his contract because Dak obviously lifts weights and stuff like that. I mean, and eats good, you know. I mean, he's like 240 pounds, you know. That's a good quality, you know. You're less likely to get injured. I love Tony Romo. I mean, I'm going to say love, you know, he's not my family member. Tony Romo is a great quarterback, but I think he was frail, you know. I don't think maybe I'm wrong, but it doesn't seem like he hit the weights and tried to beef up like some of these other quarterbacks, you know. And I don't think that if you are that way that you have less finesse, you know. I just don't. I know some people believe that, but like I know basketball players that go to the gym and they will not work out. All they do is play basketball because they think working out will ruin their shot and ruin the way they play, you know. But to me, I think it's the total opposite. But anyways, though, so. And Dak can run. I mean, because of his physical stature, he can run, you know, and he's got a few little moves he does when he's downfield, you know, like power moves, you know, and power moves are skill moves. Just because it's a power move doesn't mean it's not a skill move, you know. You have to know how to do it, you know. He knows how to, you know, use his size. You can be big and just run downfield and people just knock your feet out from underneath you every time after only 2 yards. You have to know how to dominate someone physically. When you are physically strong, you have to know how to do it. Otherwise, just being strong isn't hardly going to help you. You know, I mean, I think Dak Prescott makes good decisions on important parts of the game. You know, I think he saves certain plays for important times of the game, you know. Which meaning, I guess, you know, he's got a few tricks up his sleeve, you know. And this year, I'm really looking for him to have a great year. I mean, we've got Jason Witten, we've got Amari Cooper, and we've got Randall Cobb, you know. I really think not that it's going to be any easier for him, but if he really hunkers down, and I think he is, I think he can do really good. And from what I've seen from him in the preseason game, he looks sharper than he's ever looked. I mean, to me, you know, he was reading defenses very quickly, and I don't remember him doing that quick before, you know. So I guess he's been working on that, but I hope he has a great year. I'm not saying he's below average. I think he's above average, you know, by a good little margin, you know. And he's young, so there's really not that much wrong with being, you know, a little bit above average, or not a little bit, but, you know, a good margin above average at this point in his career. I mean, he's coming into his 4th year. A lot of quarterbacks, you know, don't blossom until they're older, you know. Look at Russell Wilson. I mean, look at his last season. I mean, he wasn't like that at first, you know. I mean, So I really hope he has a great year, you know, and I think he will, but it's not the type of thing that where you you can afford to be a betting man on, you know. I think at this point he should get paid according to what he's done, unless he has a really good year and deserves to get paid more, you know. And for him, all he's got to do is work hard and play quarterback. He don't need to think about all that stuff, you know. As long as he's doing everything he can do, you know, uh, that's all he needs to think about, you know. As long as he's going out there practicing and seeking knowledge from the older, wiser quarterback coaches and stuff like that, and just really a lot of this physical thing that he's got with the working out and the being strong can really, and being in good shape especially, can really turn into a big thing. I mean, that alone can make him into a great quarterback, greatest of all time. Just depends on how strong and how good a shape you're in. You know what I'm saying? And being in good shape helps you in every single way, in every single facet. If you have fat hanging off your body, I know this because I play basketball, and I've got a little fat hanging off my body now. It affects my shot because fat jiggles and throws you side to side, and it affects your cardio. I mean, you can have good cardio and still be fat, but, it just, working out helps you in every facet of your game, Uh, uh, it's such a big tool to be a big, strong quarterback that can plow guys over, because that's the one thing that the defense is not expecting. I mean, there haven't been very many guys like that in the history of the NFL. As a quarterback, quarterbacks are usually weak and frail, so when it's an important down, if you can run and plow a few guys or drag a few guys for a first down, they're totally not going to be ready for that, you know. Uh, you know, I'm not saying he should do that often, but if you can do it and not get hurt, do it. I mean, it's like they say you don't want to get hurt playing quarterback. Yeah, but you only play quarterback once. You only have one career, and it's very short. I mean, so whatever you can do to improve your success, that's what you should do. I mean, like, the only thing about getting, they don't want you to get hurt because that's going to not improve your success. But especially as the games get more important, like in the playoffs, you should freaking run with that ball if you can and not get hurt, But I mean, as far as throwing, I mean, Dak, he's not the most accurate, but he can make some really good down the field throws. He's proven that, even on the run. I mean, some of the greatest throws I've seen were by Dak Prescott. It's just he's not consistently doing that every single time. You know what I'm saying? And anyways, though, I feel like Dak can make some plays that Tony Romo couldn't because his athleticism, I mean, I don't know if he has a stronger arm than Tony Romo, but he has a strong arm. And, well, it's not that. It's that he's good at throwing on the run, because he's always been this athletic quarterback that can run. So he's used to throwing on the run. He's not always accurate on the run, but sometimes he can hit a freaking guy 35 yards downfield on a dead run and hit him dead in the stomach, dead nuts, right in the numbers. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the thing about Dak Prescott is he's on and he's off. But when he's on, he's really on. You know what I'm saying? That's what these people that criticize him don't realize. you know. I mean, and you don't need many plays like that to affect a game because those are huge plays. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like touchdowns. You don't need a ton of touchdowns to be a good player. I mean, you're only going to score 3 or 4 touchdowns a game anyway. You don't need 10 touchdowns to be a good player. You do that 3 or 4 times, you're a good player, So I know this video is running long, but it's just I always am talking bad about Dak Prescott because you have these delusional fans that they say things about him. There's good and bad about every quarterback, and people who say that quarterbacks do things good that they don't, and say that they do things bad that they don't do bad. It's just messed up. It's just not accurate. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm constantly having to correct those people, Dak should get better at and continue to grow in what he's good at. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I like the way he tries to stay alive in the pocket, but there's a time to let it go, but, so anyways, though, I'm just constantly arguing with brainless Cowboy fans, okay? Like, I don't hate Dak Prescott. I don't dislike him. I'm just trying to, speak some knowledge, So anyways, though, I can't really go on long enough to really, answer all the naysayers because there's just so many of them. So I'm just going to leave it at that. So that's a few things that I think Dak Prescott's good at, and I think that's high praise. I'm critical of all players. I'm just a critical type of guy. Like, I mean, not that I don't think players are great, but I just think you're not doing them any favors. Not, you know what I mean, pointing out their flaws, or you're not doing them any favors, like not telling them where they need to grow, and here's the main thing. Every player is good at certain things and bad at other things. There's no way to be good at everything. It's like if you're big and you can run people over, you're not fast. If you're small and you're fast, you're not big and can run people over. You know what I'm saying? I mean, doesn't mean that you're not a good player. So anyways, though, so that's my opinion. I hope this video didn't run too long, but thank you very much. I appreciate it. Bye.